Hello everybody and welcome back to another watch video. This time we're going to be having a look at this Seiko diver's watch that you can see on the screen at the moment. And I just wanted to set up a bit of a daft establishing shot, if you will. We're trying to be all professional here. But I've included that face mask there, with it being a dive watch that we're having a look at. But ultimately, as many of you know on the Twitch community, or within the Twitch community, that I'm a huge fan of the movie Jaws. And this particular face mask here is a 1970s, early 1970s wraparound face mask from US divers. Now this happens to be the exact same type of face mask that's worn by Richard Dreyfuss in the movie Jaws, and you can get some really good shots of this in the film, obviously, when Hooper goes down in the cage and he's confronting the great white shark with very little effect. But there we go. I just wanted, again, just a bit of something daft. Just wanted to throw that in there. I thought it suited the opening of the video. Anyway, we'll move on now and we'll have a look at this watch, shall we? Okay everybody, so let's have a look at the actual watch itself now. So this is the Seiko SUN019P1. And it's classed as a Seiko Prospex Kinetic divers with GMT functionality. Now this is good for around about 200 meters if you're going to be diving with it, and if truth be told, it'll never ever see that depth, and to say that it'd even see a swimming pool will be pushing it, to be honest with you, because I'm a self-certified desk diver basically. In other words, I wear this watch just for enjoyment, not actually to use it as a tool as such, not to use it in the field for diving, if you will. And I have a few dive watches. I like dive watches, I really do. I like the Seiko dive watches, they're very, very nice. I've got a Citizen dive watch as well that we'll be covering at some point too. That's a really nice watch as well. But yeah, from a functionality side of things, you've got this bezel here as well that is essential to a dive watch, obviously, and it's a nice 120 clicks that. So we'll get that lined up nice there at the top. And the only thing that I'd ever get used for, and I have used it for this, is to time my chicken in the oven basically. So that's the only use that'll ever get, rather than timing the ascent of a diver who's trying to avoid getting the bends. That's what the bezel will get used for on this watch. The GMT function, if you look at this third hand here, so you've got the minutes, the hours, the seconds, and then you've got the GMT hand there. Now I use that as the 24-hour indicator. That's a 24-hour function for me, and it's really nice because what you can actually do is you can actually ignore the hour hand and kind of look at it as a 24-hour watch, clock, whatever you want to call it. And it's really nice for that. It's really nice because there's some watches out there that are pure 24-hour analog watches, and I've looked at them before and fancied them before, but this kind of does both things really. It ticks both boxes. Plus, as I say, that third GMT hand there can actually be used for another time zone. If you go away on holiday, you can leave that as your local time where you're going, and then set your main time to which country you're in, or vice versa. Basically, it's entirely up to yourself. And then you've got the date indicator there between 20 and 25 past. So the other function of the watch as well is up here on the top right hand side. With this being kinetic, it charges off movement like an automatic. So as you're wearing it, the little pendulum is swinging back and forth inside behind the case, and charging the watch battery basically. So when you push that button, ideally when it gets to 12 o'clock, or the 12 o'clock position, sorry, it'll go 5, 10 or 15, and then that'll indicate kind of how much battery it's got left in reserve really. Now I've heard some people on YouTube, when I've seen videos of this watch before I actually bought it, who said it's a nightmare trying to keep this thing charged. You've got to like wear it all the time as your primary watch. It's not an issue really. In my humble opinion, you can just unscrew your crown and pop it out, and then reset your time when you want to wear it again. I do normally let it go flat, and sometimes it can take a little bit of doing to get it going again, as in you've got to kind of swing it from side to side like that, so you can hear the pendulum or feel the pendulum moving around, and then get that moving, because what'll happen is as the battery gets low, that'll move in, the seconds hand will move in 2-second increments as opposed to 1 second that it's doing at the moment. So I've been wearing this for a few days just to get enough juice on it for the purpose of this video really. And you know something guys, the first thing after wearing my I'm just back on the Squale for today again, really enjoying that. I like cracking this out in summer. Again, like I say, you get a sweaty wrist, and you know, it kind of does its business with the leather strap there, with the aging process. I like it. Yeah, what's quite apparent when I put this on, especially after that G-Shock that I was showing you a few days ago, is or a week or so ago, whatever it is. This is a heavy watch, guys. Make no mistake. This thing is all stainless steel. It weighs an absolute bloody ton. If you were to jump in the ocean, a swimming pool or a river whilst you're wearing this, you're going to be at the bottom, in the sand and in the silt, within a matter of seconds, possibly with a burst eardrum as well. You see, it's a presence and it's a weight. You know, it is heavy. It's just crazy when you're used to wearing watches that are more lighter and a little bit more subtle. But then again, like I say, it's big, it's beefy. I like it. You know, sometimes I like wearing the bigger watches. I've got some of the bigger G-Shocks as well. The Mudmaster there and the Gravity Master, we'll cover them at some point in the future. But I do like subtle watches, stuff that wears a bit smaller, and then I don't mind the stuff that wears a little bit bigger. So I get quite a bit of use out of this, and one of the things I absolutely love about this watch, as I do with a lot of Seiko watches, I don't think you can really beat a Seiko watch for the lume on the hands. The Seiko watches that I've got in the collection, you can wake up in the dead of night in the pitch black and you can tell what time it is straight away. And you get this thing out in the sun for a little bit and then transition into a darker area, and this thing will light up a small town. It really will. And you know, just let's have a see if this works. I haven't really tried this, but I've seen other people do this on videos and stuff like that, so I'm kind of pinching a technique here. So let's just have a see. I don't know if it'll kind of show it up there on the watch as such, but believe me, the lume on this is amazing. I've had so many comments on this. It's really nice. You know, for example, if you're outside in the sun and then you go into like a shop or a lift or something like that that's poorly lit, this thing just glows. It's like it's bloody radioactive, you know what I mean? But again, nice feature, and I love stuff like that glows in the dark kind of thing. You know, like I say, get it under the bed covers at night and have a look at it glowing. You know, and have a look at the watch while you're at it, really. Oh, are you interrupting, mate? Go on, get out of it. You're gate crashing my party. Brody there, guys, making an entrance. Apologies for that. You alright, bud? Oh, he's decided to get me now. I'm going to have to make an edit here. There he is. I'm going to have to do an edit here. Be right back. Okay, everybody, so we're back again here now. Brody's all sorted out. He's got some chicken. I've lured him away, so apologies for him gate crashing the film in there. It's all part and parcel. The minute I push record, Brody gets involved, someone knocks at the door, and then the phone will ring as well, you see. So you've got to try and work around it and edit it the best you can, basically, here. So we've probably jumped forward around about 10 minutes or so here on the time as well, you'll notice. But yeah, it's all part and parcel, I suppose, and you know, Brody gate crashes the Twitch streams as well quite often as well, when he's coming in the room having a look what's going on. So we've covered the lume. I think you can guess that I like the lume on these Seiko watches. Really nice. I'm just going to have a look at this now from a comfort angle, and this is the bugbear that I'd kind of wanted to share with you, is in that this particular strap on this watch, I like it, you know, because the brush steel fits in with the brush steel of the overall watch. I do like brush steel or brush metal watches much more than, you know, the glossy shine. I think more brushed with a little bit of gloss, you know, a bit of polished or whatever, looks nice, however you want to term it really. But yeah, what happens is with this is that sometimes, certainly when I first got the watch, I don't know if it's to do with the weight of it or whether it's just the strap in general. I've got another Seiko watch with a strap on it like this and it doesn't do the same, but this thing can nip you. It nips me occasionally, like it's bloody biting you. I think it must be catching the hairs on my arm or something like that. So occasionally you'll feel it just pull and tug a little bit, and you know, it's like a small sting really. But again, it's not a big issue, and it doesn't do it that often anymore. It's like it's bloody waxed my wrist for me, you see, and there's no there for pull out anymore. So that's the only bugbear I've got with this. But like I say, I've alternated this with another watch that I've got, another Seiko watch that I've got, which will feature in a future video, and the strap does not do that. So I don't know why this particular one does it, and like I say, you could swap it out, but I like the way it's blended in here, the brushed side with, you know, with the brushed module of the watch. And then there's like this diver extension clasp bit under here, and I can never get these to work. I'm not so sure how you do them. I never want to force them or anything like that. I've no use for it, but that extension is then so you can technically fit this watch over a wetsuit or something like that, you see. That's that particular function of the strap there. So yeah, you can change these out quite easily as well. You've got like the little hole there for the pins. You know, pop this tool in there, pop the strap off, and then put your own on. Basically, it's entirely up to yourself, but I'll kind of persevere with it and leave it as it is, because like I say, it doesn't really bother me anymore. It doesn't do it like it used to after getting waxed. So you know, we normally look at value. I can't remember what I paid for this. I know I got it in a Black Friday deal on the internet, and I can't remember what I paid for it, to be honest with you, but I suppose that doesn't matter really, because you know, you buy it and you enjoy it basically, and that's the end of it. So I think we've kind of covered off enjoyment as well. I think you can kind of guess that I do enjoy this watch. But if you ever see it in a shop window, if you know someone that's got one, ask them if you can try it on. You'll be surprised about how heavy this thing is. It weighs an absolute ton. Don't drop it on your foot, for Christ's sake, else you'll be in court, health and safety. Yeah, so there you go guys, that is the Seiko Prospex Kinetic GMT, the SUN019P1. So just wanted to share this with you and let you know what I think about it basically. So thanks again for watching. Comments below again if you want to ask any questions about the watch, or if you own it or you're tracking one down. Let me know how you're getting on, and you know, if you've found one for a decent price, or if you've had one for a number of years and how much use you've got out of it. Do you actually use it for diving? How is it as a dive watch? You know, does it do its job when you're out in the field, kind of thing? And again, if you want to get in touch on Discord, feel free. We talk about gadgets and games on there as well as other bits of technology and stuff. And then of course there's my Twitch channel. If you want to ask any questions about any of my YouTube videos, get in touch on Twitch and feel free to ask whilst I'm doing a live stream. I'll answer the questions wherever I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll make something up and lead you up the garden path. Anyway, so there we go. That's where we're at now with this. So thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, and I will catch up with you all in the next video.